Okay, I can read. Let me share. Yeah, Mother, you can share the screen also. Yeah, let me offer prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So we're reading from 10th canto. Today is 51st chapter and from verse number 33 to 48. So let me bring it up so we can read. Text number 33 to 58. Text number 33. The man who woke me was burnt to ashes by the reaction of his sins. Just then I saw you, possessing a glorious appearance and the power to chastise your enemies. So who is it? Who is talking? Kalyavana is talking to Lord Krishna. Text 34. Your unbearably brilliant effulgence overwhelms our strength, and thus we cannot fix our gaze upon you, O exalted one. You are to be honored by all embodied beings. Text 35. Sukadeva Goswami continued. Thus addressed by the king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, origin of all creation, smiled and then replied to him in a voice as deep as the rumbling of clouds. Text 36. The Supreme Lord said, My dear friend, I have taken thousands of births, lived thousands of lives, and accepted thousands of names. In fact, my birth, activities, and names are limitless, and thus even I cannot count them. Text 37. After many lifetimes, someone might count the dust particles on the earth, but no one can ever finish counting my qualities, activities, names, and births. Text 38. O King, the greatest sages enumerate my births and activities which take place throughout the three phases of time, but never do they reach the end of them. Text 39 and 40. Nonetheless, O friend, I'll tell you about my current birth, name, and activities. Kindly hear. Some time ago, Lord Brahma requested me to protect religious principles and destroy the demons who were burdening the earth. Thus, I descended in the Yadu dynasty in the home of Anakadundibi. Anakadundibi means Vasudeva. Indeed, because I am the son of Vasudeva, people call me Vasudeva. Text number 41. I have killed Kalanemi, reborn as Kamsa, as well as Pralamba and other enemies of the pious. And now, O king, this barbarian has been burnt to ashes by your piercing glance. Text number 42. Since in the past you repeatedly prayed to me, I have personally come to this cave to show you mercy, for I am affectionately inclined to my devotees. Text 43. Now choose some benedictions from me, O saintly king. I'll fulfill all your desires. One who has satisfied me need never again lament. Text 44. Sukadeva Goswami said, Muchukunda bowed down to the Lord when he heard this. Remembering the words of the sage Garga, he joyfully recognized Krishna to be Supreme Lord, Narayana. The king then addressed him as follows. Sri Muchukunda said, text 45, Sri Muchukunda said, O Lord, the people of this world, both men and women, are bewildered by your illusory energy. Unaware of their real benefit, they do not worship you, but instead seek happiness by entangling themselves in family affairs, which are actually sources of misery. Text 46. That person has an impure mind who, despite having somehow or other automatically obtained the rare and highly evolved human form of life, does not worship your lotus feet. Like an animal that has fallen into a blind well, such a person has fallen into the darkness of a material home. Text 47. I have wasted all the time, O unconquerable one, becoming more and more intoxicated by my domain and opulence as an earthly king, misidentifying the mortal body as the self, becoming attached to children, wives, treasury, and land. I suffered endless anxiety. Last verse 48. With deep arrogance, I took myself to the body, which is a material object, like a pot or a wall. Thinking myself a god among men, I traveled the earth surrounded by my charioteers, elephants, cavalry, foot soldiers, and generals, disregarding you in my deluding pride. So we had a conversation between Muchukunda and Lord Krishna himself. Uh, Rasa Chandrika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Whenever you're ready, please share Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for reading the translations. You read them so well. It was pretty much self-explanatory. We'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining early in the morning for reading the nectars of Srimad Bhagavatam. And thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me the opportunity so that I could purify my tongue over here. We are reading from verse number 33. So it starts from right in between, like Prabhuji mentioned. This is being spoken by Muchukunda. So, very short overview of what happened. Um, Muchukunda is a devotee who was sleeping in caves because he had been helping the devatas in a lot of battle affairs and was very tired, hence requested the boon of may I sleep and I might turn the person into ashes who wakes me up untimely. So this is just the backstory of devotee Muchukunda sleeping in the cave. And here Kalyavan has been bought by Krishna very smartly, so that he can, in Hindi it is said, ek teer se do nishane. So here, Muchukunda had the desire to meet Krishna, and this will come true. And Muchukunda had gained a boon that any person who wakes me up will be turned to ashes if he wakes me up untimely, and would easily work on Kalyavan. So, in English, it is mentioned many times, work smart, not hard. This does not come from talented people. This comes from Krishna. Krishna knows how to do, what to do, when to do very well. So here, the first line we see, the man who woke me up was burned to ashes by the reactions of his sins. Just then I saw you possessing the glorious appearance and the power to chastise your enemies. So here he's saying that I killed that person was burned down to ashes. So here our understanding should always be that Krishna is the person who killed Kalyavan, because he decides everything. We have heard that in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that says to Arjuna that I have already decided the battlefield of Kurukshetra is going to happen, and so many people are going to be killed. So whether you want to participate in this or you don't want to participate in this, this activity will take place. You are a nimit. You are just an instrument. You are a nimit matra, Bhagavan says to Arjuna. So here we should have the understanding that Muchukunda is also a nimit matra, an instrument to kill Kalyavan. The person who killed Kalyavan is Krishna. So he's just using Muchukunda in services. Then we go on to the next ones, and it says that your unbearably brilliant effulgence overwhelms our strength. So here, one thing that we can understand is Krishna's effulgence itself is so intense that sometimes Mayavadis also get bewildered and they think beyond this effulgence, beyond this light, there is nothing. Right? His effulgence is so amazing. He has said that when Muchukunda is seeing the effulgence of Krishna, same thing was seen by Kalyavan also, the devotees, few verses ago. He saw Krishna, Kalyavan saw Krishna is approaching him. He is having Srivatsa on his chest. He saw the Markatmani is there on his chest. He saw the effulgence is there in Krishna. He knew this must be Bhagwan only. Still, he was behind Krishna to kill Krishna. Demon mentality. Here, the moment Muchukunda saw Krishna, he also saw the same thing. There is a Srivatsa on his chest, there is a Markatmani, he can see the effulgence, and he knows this is like something super supreme than what I have ever experienced. And then he knows this is Krishna. And that's how a devotee submits and surrenders. And a non devotee, a person, a demon, a person like Kalyavan, was not able to. Just because of the eyes. Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, in fourth chapter, he says that I am giving you this knowledge because of two reasons. And those two reasons he says is that you are my friend and you are my devotee. Priyasmi, you are my, uh, I love you. You are my loved one. That's how Krishna says. And only that person is able to understand the knowledge about Krishna or even see Krishna. Hence, Kalyavan could not see Krishna, same personality. But Muchukunda could see Krishna, same personality. So here in Krishna book, Prabhupada says when Muchukunda saw Krishna, he saw him with all these paraphernalias. There was a Vaijayanti mala around his neck, and he had the Shivatsa Kaustuba jewel, and he had that effulgence, and he also had Chaturbhuj. He was in the form of Vishnu. So one thing for us to understand is though this is Krishna Leela happening, right? Krishna is having all his Leela happening. Within Krishna Leela, for a short span of time, there is Vishnu Leela also happening. So very, Prabhupada is saying very easy to understand that Vishnu comes from Krishna and not the other way around. So this is what Prabhupada is given to sense in this Krishna book. Moving forward to verse number 35, here Sukadev Goswami is now starting to give narration. So in Bhagavatam, Goswami starts giving narration, and here Prabhupada says that here Muchukunda in Krishna book, he says that Muchukunda goes on to ask few questions that you are such a divine personality. But Prabhupada is saying that before you ask somebody who is superior to you, before you ask them for their introduction, like, can you tell me about you? Who are you? What is your name? When you know that person is senior to you, superior to you, you should, by etiquette, first give your introduction. That who are you? How small you are. So Muchukunda also does this. In Krishna book, Prabhupada says that he says, you're such a glorious personality, and I would love to know the details about you. Your effulgence itself is making me bewildered. So I would want to know more about you, but before that, I would want you to know about this small common person, Muchukunda is saying. Then he says that I come from the Vansha, the family lineage of Ikshvaku. And then he says, but I'm not a great personality like Ikshvaku and my other grandfathers. I'm a very, very small person who does not have much capabilities, he says. And then he says that my father's name is Mandhata and my grandfather's name is Yavanashva. Uh, and I do nothing much. I just help sometimes here and there to the demigods whenever they need me. Um, and now I would like to know more details about you. And that's when Bhagavan starts giving his introduction. Bhagavan is also going to give his introduction now. Sukadeva Goswami continued and thus addressed like this. Now Krishna will speak. In verse number 36, dear devotees, we see Krishna says that, my dear friend, see, as we had spoken before, Krishna always reveals himself to his devotees and his friends. My dear friend, I have taken thousands and thousands of births. So here, to understand this, we have already heard, and even in Krishna book, Prabhupada is explaining that Anantadev, who's also an incarnation of Bhagavan only, he has Ananta, as in innumerable mouths. We cannot count those mouths. We cannot say it is 10, 50,000, nothing like that. They are Ananta. And with Ananta mouth, he is glorifying Krishna's name, fame, quality. And every mouth is describing about different. There is no repetition. So Anant mouths are describing about Anant qualities, name, fame about Krishna. They're not repeating it. And Bhagavan says that they have still not completed the list. Okay? Here Machukanda had explained that I am like actually not really nobody, but my family is Ikshvaku lineage. And Bhagavan is telling that, what can I tell you about myself? I have so many names, so many fames, so many qualities that he says in Krishna book that even I cannot count sometimes. How many do I have? Interesting. And then he says that in the next verse, he says that material people on the earth might one day be able to count the atoms on the earth. They might be able to do this. Who knows? He's saying, but they will never be able to count my names or my activities or my qualifications or any of my leelas to be true. So he's made this prophecy already, dear devotees. So one thing that we should understand from this is we should not waste time in doing unnecessary material things, because it is more important to know the names of Krishna than to do material things. Then he says that I have come here because I have been asked to. He says, I've come in this Krishna Leela right now, and I'm performing this Krishna Leela because Lord Brahma had approached me, and he said that he needed help to stapit the dharma again. So this is why, to do paritranaya sadhunam vinashachaya dushkritam dharma samstarpanarthaya, I am coming in this yuga as Krishna. Yeah, so then he says, because of this reason only, I have come in the house of Vasudeva, and hence you can also call me Vasudeva. So he is giving him one more name. And now he is giving his qualification. Generally in CV, we say, what have we done so far? What projects we have worked on? So just as an example, he's giving an example saying that I killed Kamsa recently only, who had taken rebirth. Kalnemi had taken rebirth as Kamsa, and then I also killed Pralambra and many other people who were in this same category. And now you have helped me, burn this barbarian Kalyaban to ashes. So thank you so much. So he's not telling the details of what he has done, right? That I was only 6 days old when I killed Putna, and then only so many years old when I killed Bakasur and Aghasur and all these. Just saying, I just killed a little bit of Kamsa and Pralamba and people like him. And then he's saying the only reason you are able to see me, because see, dear devotees, Muchukunda had already asked for this boon that I want to see Bhagavan from the Devatas, but they were not able to give. So he asked for Can you please let me see? I'm so tired. If you cannot let me see Bhagwan, I might as well just go off to sleep for some time. So he's saying over here that because you have prayed to me in past, dear devotees, he's saying this is the reason why I'm coming to see you. Very, very important for us to understand. We know about the Navda Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. We know this. We have heard the glories of Shravan, Kirtan, and about Smaranam. We had such a great session with Hari Parshad Prabhu. And we also do Archanam. Everybody is doing Archanam at the house, in the temple. We are doing all these services. Sometimes, somewhere, we might, overlook Vandanam, prayers. To sit down and not just do your mala and not just, oh, we have to read so many pages today. As per the rules, will read the book. Okay, I have to do Aarti, I have to do 7 round like this and 6 round like this. We do all these things, these are great, but sometimes we overlook Vandanam prayers. Here, all that Muchukunda could do because he had a very busy Grihastha lifestyle. All that he could do was he was able to pray to Krishna repeatedly every day. And because of that prayers that he did repeatedly, Krishna is showing him mercy. How is he showing him the mercy? He's coming there to meet him. He created a Leela where he could come and meet Muchukunda because he had the desire of meeting Krishna himself. So he made this happen. He could have killed Kalevan on his own. What was the need of running away from the battlefield or creating all these things? But it was for first most important thing that he always does is paritranaya sadhuna. He always comes for first importance to sadhu. Second, when he has come, he might as well kill the demons. And now that he have killed only the demons, he will start with the dharma again back to its position. So first importance is always given to sadhu. So all of this lila was created only for Muchukunda. And only by his glance he could have killed Kalyavan. Look at him, heart attack, Haribol. But he did not do that because there was a very deeper reason behind it that he was going to give his darshan to Muchukunda. And the reason of giving him darshan was he was a good devotee and he was doing vandanam. He was praying that Krishna, may I be able to see you one day. So here Sukadeva Goswami, in 43 verse, Krishna says, now that I'm here in front of you, whoever sees me once, at least once also, that person will never lament again. So I would like to give you a benediction. So ask whatever you desire. This is the kind of um, uh, offer Bhagwan has given to our dear Muchukunda. So lucky. In verse number 44, Sukadeva Goswami ji is giving his narration and he's saying that he bowed down and now he is remembering the words of Gargamuni. So Gargamuni had met Muchukunda about 28 millenniums of Vivashvata Manu. That's when he met. And he said that Lord Krishna would appear on this planet and you will be able to meet him. This is what Gargamuni told him. So as soon as he remembered this prediction, now he was thorough that yes, this is my Bhagavan Narayan, and now he's present before me. So what do we do when Bhagavan comes in front of us? We fall down like a stick. Right? This is what I'm talking as if Bhagavan has come in front of us. But even like great Vaishnavas who come down in front of us, even if we see them from far away, what do we first do? We fall down like a stick, right? To offer our humble obeisances unto them. And this is what Muchukunda also did. And then he got up and he said that Bhagavan, I'm this world that I live in, material world, completely bewildered. Everybody is bewildered. Men, women, even kids are. Children are also bewildered. Why? Because they are unaware of what? What are they unaware of? The real dhan, the real wealth. That is only that you can only get when you worship Bhagavan. And by worshipping Bhagwan is the only way that you can come out from this material entanglement. So to understand this, we can see one very good story. I have only so much time. I'll try to wrap up quickly. There's a story of a Mataji, a woodcutter Mataji. So once there was this Mataji who was cutting wood from the forest and selling it in the city for earning her livelihoods. This Mataji, over a period of time, she had turned old. So obviously now the body was really weak to be administering all these worldly affairs, but she was still doing it. She was alone. So one day she was really, really tired, and the stick, the log, the which was there on her head, fell down because she's old. Her body is so tired. She was like, Hare Krishna Bhagwan, Vasudev, Krishna, why don't you only come? See what problem I'm in. And just by her saying like this, Krishna comes. Krishna says, Yes, mine, I'm here. How can I help you? And that Mataji looks at Krishna. Oh, thank God you're here. Can you please help me pick up this stick and put it on my head again? And Krishna's like, okay. And he picks up the sticks and puts it back on her head and disappears. And then she realized, oh my God, Bhagwan himself came in front of me, and all what I could ask from him was a material thing. Pick up the stick and put it back on my head. I could have asked for anything. Krishna said, how could I help you? What can I do for you? I could have said, take me home back to Godhead right now along with you. I could have asked for anything else. Huh? But she did not. Why? Because she was so entangled in the material world. All what she asked was, please pick up the sticks and put it back on my head. So he is making it very clear, Muchukunda is making it very clear that I'm not interested in any worldly benedictions. I don't want you to give me big rajya, big kingdom. I'm like the most, nobody can defend me. Like, I don't want all of these things. He's making it clear by uh, verse number 45. And then he says that persons have impure mind who, despite having somehow or the other automatically obtained the rare and highly evolved human form of life. So it is very important to understand, even Prabhupada in Krishna books stresses very intensely on this. We have deserve, like some or the other, we have gotten a very big benefit. All of us have gotten a very big benefit. And what is that benefit, dear devotees? He's saying it is this body. This body is not given to everyone. There are many animals and ants and creepers and so many living things around us. We see, dear devotees, none of them are superior to the body of human being. Does not mean I am superior or we are superior. This body is a very superior gift, highest gift. And he is saying after getting that highest gift also, we behave as the lowest personality possible. Sometimes it is said that we behave even worse than an ant. So such a small creature, and we have mentality even smaller than that creature in such a big body as in such a privileged body. Why? Because we have intelligence to question. So here Prabhupada has given a very nice example of blind well. So Prabhupada explains in Krishna book that there are many wells in this world which are undiscovered or which are not used for water. People don't even know about them. So what happens? Lot of creepers and all grow on them, and then they start looking like land only. And animals, because they don't know where they are stepping on, sometimes they step on it, that well, and they fall inside the well. And once they fall down, there is no coming back because it's a blind well. Who's going to come them to help? So Prabhupada is explaining the only way to come out of this blind well if somebody helps you, right? If somebody can pull you up from the top, only then a person from this blind well can be saved. Otherwise, this person is going to die for sure, whether it be animal or human, right? So here, who is this person who is going to save you? Prabhupada has given a very nice conclusion in this book. He says that it is very difficult to get out of this material entanglement, but if some way or the other somebody is favored by your mercy, as in Bhagwan's mercy, or by the mercy of a devotee, only then will this person be saved from this blind well. And for us, mercy of a devotee, as an association of a devotee, constant sangha of devotee is the only thing that will help us to get out from this material conditioning. Prabhupada has used a very, very beautiful statement which I really liked and want to share. He says, once a person is in association with a devotee, he says that is the beginning of liberation from the entanglement of the material conditioned life. So the moment you do sadhu sangha, you begin the process of liberation. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, sadhu sangha, lahumatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi ho. Even a moment of sadhu sangha with a pure sadhu can actually make everything happen perfect in your life thereafter. So he gives a conclusion about verse number 46, saying that association is the only way you can come out from this blind well. And then he talks about himself, Muchukunda. He says that I have wasted a lot of time. So, generally when we talk about problems in this material world, this has been an observation. When you're talking about, oh, I had this problem, I had this problem, the person in front of you will say, Arey, forget about yours. My problem was even bigger, right? People tend to say this. Arey, yours was nothing. You know what happened to me one day? And then they go on to narrating their problem. And here, Muchukunda is also saying this. He's saying, everybody is in this illusion, but I am in the worst illusion. Why? He's saying, my problem is the most difficult one. Because I have a position of a king. I have a kingdom. I'm more puffed up because people give me so much respect and honor. So it kind of waters my pride every single day. And then I get more and more entangled into this material world. Then I think I have to work more hard to be more famous because, this is what is being expected out of me because I'm a king. And I do that, and then I get more fame and more name. And then I, again, more deep and deep and deep, I'm going into this material existence. And I'm always worried about my children, my wife, my subject. And because of this, I'm in constant suffering. And then he's saying that with this arrogance, with with pride comes ahankar. Ahankar also leads to arrogance. And he said that with this arrogance, that this is my body and I am the karta. I am doing something nice. I have been stuck into this rut. I keep moving around with my people, subject who serve me, and I have to show my prowess that see how amazing of a personality I am when I realize that I'm actually nothing. And then he says, Bhagavan, I'm so sorry. Very beautiful line. He says, I could not trace out your lordship who always sits within my heart and as the most intimate friend sits in my heart. I did not care for you, Bhagavan. I'm sorry, he says. And this was the fault of my so called exalted material conditioning. So please help me to get out of this conditioning that I am in. From 48, he will still continue to pray until verse number 57. Very beautiful prayers, dear devotees, which we will look into tomorrow. So we will have to end here. It is a very, very beautiful, very wonderful prayers. So if you have time, do read for it. With this, we will stop our discussion over here today. Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well said.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.